Unusual story leading the news tonight. The Access Hollywood tape is back because the FBI is probing it. All of this putting pressure on Michael Cohen, and that pressure could be getting to him. I'll show you an AP report that says Cohen's afraid he'll be the fall guy for Donald Trump. That's quite a phrase. And Cohen's not alone in thinking that there may be legal exposure. I have something new for you that we're reporting right now for the first time. The lawyer who was his predecessor, who spent 15 years as the exclusive litigator for Donald Trump, his personal attorney, agrees. We just caught up with Jay Goldberg. He did this until 2005. Cohen, of course, came in 2006. And he represented Trump in some of the most personal and important cases to him, real estate, his own divorce matters. And I asked him about Michael Cohen. He believes that Mueller's deputy, Andrew Weissman, is pursuing a bank fraud case here.
And what they did here is probably Weissman thought that the money that Cohen had was secured from a bank through a loan in which he represented that he was using it for a different purpose. Now, that would be bank fraud. That's how it's the darling of the prosecutor's nursery. Do
you think there's a case against Michael Cohen for bank fraud?
Well, I haven't seen the proof, but I think that the statute is so all-inclusive that anybody who takes money from a bank, claiming that they're going to use it for purpose A, and they in fact use it for purpose B, is a candidate for prosecution.
Michael Cohen, a candidate for prosecution. The statement from the who was his predecessor. That's something else entirely. I want to bring in two former federal prosecutors, Renato Mariotti and Seth Waxman, as well as Hank Shankoff. He's a New York political strategist. He knows Cohen and Trump and did business consulting for Trump many years ago. Hank has a lot of what we call juice. So I'm going to go to you in a second. But on the bank fraud question, Renato, that's Jay Goldberg, Donald Trump's personal attorney, talking about the man who effectively replaced him. And he said, and I'm going to read it to you, quote, "That would be bank fraud." Your reaction?
Well, you know, I've prosecuted many bank fraud cases, and he's right that if you make a false statement to a bank about why you want to obtain money, that looks a lot like bank fraud. What you also have to have, of course, is the intent to defraud the bank. You can't just, it's not just by mistake you check the wrong thing on the form or you write the wrong thing, but it's you actually have to want to mislead the bank. And I will tell you, that was the first thing that came to mind when I saw the reports. I think the Washington Post reported yesterday, Ari, that bank fraud was one of the crimes that was sought in the search warrant. And what it suggested to me is, you know, garden variety bank fraud is where you attempt to obtain a loan for a purpose that's different than you stated to the bank. So you say, for example, to the bank, I'm doing some home improvements. I need a home improvement loan, and instead the money's going to a former porn star, for example.